Mothership speaking. Abigail! Like nerds? As in like real nerds? Sam! Ah! He a little piranha. Okay. Like, I even moved the whole desk around just so the camera could get him accurately from the floor. He came for the goods. He took the goods. He is very good at getting things out of that ball. Nerdoids. The wavy hair. So this is how the wavy hair happens. Is I take a shower in the morning, and then I just do that. And then it just stays up there until it dries. And then I take it out. That's it. Speaking of, Sam recognizes this scrunchie. He left it with me last year when he was here. Look, you gotta do what you gotta do for your hair. My hair is thinner than it used to be, but... Of course. I lost it for a little while, but it was in my car the whole time. Anyway. Let's continue with our psychopathic cop. Also, have you still been playing Abigail? Has your run been going better? I don't even remember what we were doing. Sufficiently tragic tape. Meet the mysterious strange smoker. Oh yeah, we have to do that tomorrow. Journal time. There are strange doors in the whirling. I guess I still have to explore the, the secret passageway I didn't go in. She wants to tell you. You just have to present her with the badge to hear it. Who is Joyce? Ask Kuno if he knows anything about the victim's clothing in the trash. Well, yeah, let's go bother Kuno. Or should I say Abigail's cousin? You need to pay for the damages that you caused. Inspect the victim's body. I'm meant to fail the check? Who is this? Can I talk to this chick?
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
I will find a way to steal a horse. I'm no sweetie. Look at me.
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin.
Oh, well, that stupid dimple has only brought me suffering.
Love can be cruel, sweetie. Love can be cruel.
I gotta find some bears.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Sweetie needs money. Do sweeties get money?
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your
Sweetie
financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
You've got guns of steel and a chiseled jaw. Somewhere.
And a chiseled
alcohol
jaw.
in
See,
there.
look, we're not that ugly.
Maybe she'd like to sponsor you.
I was hoping that you could be a sponsor. Tug on her heartstrings. Oh.
Oh, I'm sure you would make a wonderful gigolo, dear, with those strong arms of yours, but welfare checks aren't all they cracked up to be. My husband and I are barely scraping by.
Good. We're good. I was hoping I could make it. I could not make it.
She's not really lusting after those biceps, man. It's more like an appraisal you give to a healthy specimen.
What is a paycheck? I haven't seen any paychecks.
You must be joking. Although our pay does sometimes feel like a joke.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you don't have a strong union behind you. Maybe you should talk to Everard, the union leader.
Interesting idea.
Abby
This
is too
Everard
smooth.
sounds powerful. Maybe you can wrangle some coins out of his pocket.
Come on, 30%. We can do this. Let's go!
Your deportment remains dignified.
Hell yeah!
As you shed a single manly tear.
It isn't easy for me to ask this of anyone, but I am at the end of my rope. Any money you have could help me.
Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but I could give you this to pawn. Just to tide you over.
Wonderful. He has a pin.
The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in bas relief with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green banner at the bottom reads, Sam Baptiste, Summer 31, Dinghy Races. You could totally sell this pin for cash.
For cash. Where's the pawn? Where can I pawn the pin?
Cross the plaza and follow the road along the coast. Down by the water, there'll be a shack nestled against an old stone facade. That's the pawn shop. An old friend of my husband's goes there often. He says the owner is quite helpful.
Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in your inventory under the Items tab. You can pawn these items when talking to Roy.
I got like
You're
1,000
quite welcome,
words
dear.
in. For more thoughts, or to forget a thought that you have already internalized. You seem to be in a chair. How do you like to? How'd you like to roll with me? Hell yeah!
Whatever do you mean?
I want you to be my wheelchaired partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
I know, but there are also side mysteries. Sequence killers and forays into the paranatural.
I can assure you with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie.
Why? 3 heads are
Thank
better than
you,
2.
but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. Perhaps another time.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
I drank so hard I literally forgot everything.
Oh my. You know where we are, right?
The Whirling Rags cafeteria was on
That's
the
right.
keys.
And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located?
Hell. We're all in hell.
We're in the city of Revachol, dear.
Honestly, I don't know anything about Revachol. What kind of place is this?
How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
51. All I know is we are approaching the end times. It's a bad year in my late 40s or 50s. I don't even know how old I am.
That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
I like to think it's a dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not. Our leaders are fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds. Civilization cowers before us. We are governed by intellectual machines that perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary. Radios are being used to control people's minds and distorts our perceptions of reality, concealing our true masters, foreigners, and women. Cops. We are living under the cop regime. Radios. Radios where we're being controlled by foreigners and women. Seems pretty legit.
Nope. Sadly not.
There's no government. How
Revachol
come
is
there are
what's
cops?
called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have is market-driven.
Is there no government? How are there
Oh,
cops?
And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
It's the raincoat,
She's
isn't it?
scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
But I'm a cop. Whatever it is hasn't stopped
Of course,
me.
sweetie. I really don't know how to explain it better. You were doing quite well up until the end there. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Remembering reality in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much. Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket. Oh, thank you, dear. I confess I am glad to see it again.
Even the lieutenant seems happy with this turn of events.
Oh, Daddy!
Now, what else, sweetie? Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
I didn't know she
Paraplegic
was an
is someone with
Olympian.
limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
No problem.
Use the skill. We'll go look at that in a second.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
Gonna need a body check. Okay, we're gonna go look at those. I'm not entirely sure what I need to go and edit, but we're gonna go and look at those. Look at all of my shirts. Why do I have so many shirts? Physical instrument. There we go. I need some gloves. I mean, this one? Oh, this one? What can I upgrade in here? Use the skill to open another slot for or whatever. Are you telling me the thoughts? Do the thoughts? What thoughts? Suggestion? Not on the screen? This one? The only one I have is White Morning. Well, we have a point that I can go and use. So what do we want to spend it on? Hold yourself together, keep your moral up. Hunches and dreams in waking life. I don't know what that is. Understand others. Work with your neurons. Intimidate. Understand cop culture. Charm men and women. Play the puppet master. Straighten your back. Keep your poker face. What is this one? Composure. Interact. Stun with immense panache. No detail will go unnoticed. Make laws of physics work for the law? How does that work? Assert yourself. Are you sure there are no bad answers? 'Cause I feel like there are actually bad answers. Physical base. Love and be loved by drugs. Enjoy healthy organs. I feel like that's actually eating people. Anyway. Only stupid... no stupid answers, only stupid choices. Where is my horse to steal? Yo, child.
Fuck does Kuno care? Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it?
Dead man's clothes were in the trash container.
Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno.
I need to know. It could lead to an investigation. Lead in an investigation. Someone may have tampered with this murder scene.
Listen! Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there, dumpster diving. Sad shit. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real.
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg.
Ask you what happened to his clothes. You must have seen them lying around. Alright, entertain me. So what's so great about those pants? No, Kuno, you don't know anything about tampering.
Pig, these are found modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit.
Performance
made
crotch?
Made over by scientists. Pants scientists.
Made by pants
Believe
scientists?
it, you need this shit.
These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness. Coach Physical Instrument endorses these
Can
pants.
we steal his pants?
They are tartan ready.
Can we take a note out of Goda's book and steal his pants?
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around, except for that up there. Now you want performance gear or not, Grandpa?
lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say, "I told you so," any louder.
Alright, Pico. Shit's rolling.
Don't do business with the pig,
Hey,
Kuno.
Krogo, what's up?
He's gonna steal all your money, Kuno.
As you can see, Kuno and C don't trust you. Can't do business without trust.
There was also a mug in the trash. Show him the mug. The ladder. Ever climb it?
The fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes again?
Yes. Does this racist mug have anything to do with it? Yes. Does this adequate depiction of a South Sumerian man have anything to do with it? Yes. Does this quaint, better not taken out of historical context mug have anything to do with it? Actually, talking about it makes me uncomfortable. Let's go back a notch. What kind of do we want to lead him? It could go either way. Decide your racism level. Well, it's like, Kim, go stand over there so you can't see me play this kid in case it's offensive to you.
Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain. You saying you pigs are after the mug fucker? Cause he's the clothes fucker?
I can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno.
That is exactly what I'm saying, Kuno.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the radiator.
The kid may have something there. He's already come up with an interrogation technique too.
Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you find out, maybe you can...
Tell the Kuno who it was. He's curious. He likes putting two and two together here.
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching.
Getting
Get
hooked on
away from
snitching.
my Kuno.
Yeah? Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and out of Kuno's face.
I don't know, he seems kind of like he likes hanging out with the Popo.
Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed.
So you would say that the latter is unglam.
Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat.
The
I'm
lieutenant takes a
I'm
quick
sure we
note
could make
in
it
his
fly.
notebook.
It's a trap, Kuno. Don't climb it, Kuno.
What's in the greenhouse over
Don't know.
there?
Kid
Drugs?
Gas Gardener used to work there.
Is it probably drugs? Hold on, the gardener used to work there? Wait, what did you mean by Kip? You mean the young woman by Whirling Rags, the gardener?
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can
Did
take
you?
it. Shit's nothing to Kuno. Look it up in the library. Kuno's not a fucking dictionary. Fucking small brain. Kuno means the gardener, alright? Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, he
What
do
was
just
she
say
doing
stuff.
in the greenhouse in March anyway? What kind of gardening is done in March? Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that. Suspicious.
Kuno, there's a stack of Eternite back there.
That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind. Lazy dinks.
He's hiding something.
Are you hiding something? Shit, some gimps left behind. Sounds legitimate.
Pig, if Kuno was hiding something, it would be hidden.
But it is not hidden, is it, sire? You picked up on it. You should examine the pile of roofing material again.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Yeah, like a fucking volcano. Yeah. Fucking pathetic.
You were lucky you didn't die there.
Maybe you got some advice from me. I mean, you're obviously handling it quite well.
Yeah. Kuno's got some advice for you. What are you? Like 80, right? Maybe you should stop embarrassing yourself in front of a fucking kid.
You cannot do freaking empathy.
The fuck about it?
Oops.
You're testing.
Get lost!
Kuno does.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. You crack open the ammonia ampoule and breathe in. The odor of death is still stronger. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your eyes
did work.
squinting, you stand in it.
I got a legendary success. Was it not supposed to work? It was like a 3% success rate. Is physical my highest stat? Sort of, but not totally. Do they always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covered delicate and fragile. They feel alien to the world around you. These are clearly
out of
not
place
boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
These aren't just boots, they are armor.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
What kind of armor is that
Ceramic
exactly?
plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
What happened to the rest? The material looks out of place. Knock the boot off.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Suddenly, your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch. Your fist connects to the boot with the same ding. The sound does not appear to get louder. The only difference is a barely audible click underneath. Sounds like the end of a long dice roll.
Did you hear that? This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy horizontally, from plate to plate. When the plates connect, there's a click. That's the sound you heard. See these lines?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether.
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company, but that's just hearsay. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford. It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now.
Him would never.
Constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. For a full set, about 4 years of wages. By catching, do you mean let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them?
No, that's not what I meant.
Of course.
The lieutenant nods often. It's part of his unplastic expression range, communicating both professionalism and sarcasm. This time, the latter.
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil.
Or does my mortal coil need protecting? Maybe he was wearing these boots, and there is no rest of the armor.
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirts we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
Nice. That makes sense.
What if they told him to strip before they hung him? He could have been walking around naked.
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Fucking talking about underpants.
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop!
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Pull his head off. There's no point performing an autopsy if you do. We'll have compromised the coroner's case. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
Enemy technology, we should conduct research on their weakness. Are we not detectives? There may be clues inside the boot. You said they're expensive.
Maybe we should concentrate on what's outside the boot and leave what's inside to the boys at processing? Just this once. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
Nice and cracky.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you. Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
Extremely.
Kinda wrote this.
Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries. Yes, it looks like they use whatever was on hand, paying no attention to not incriminating themselves. The brief suggested as much. Politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing? Then you should ask me the first moment we get. It's not merely polyester, it's steel reinforced. See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
I have only a cursive knowledge of the science of cybernetics. I would not know if it were. But it's not quite complex enough, is it?
It doesn't seem familiar from the insides of any radio computer your mind can imagine. The somewhat organic lines remind you of old filament memory units, but not quite. No, you're nowhere near right.
So am I.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
a sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only one ampoule left. Use it wisely.
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors. That these eyes used to be blue, baby blue. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Good. The victim is of Occidental descent. Light brown hair, blue eyes. I mean white. Good. The victim is of Occidental descent. Light brown hair. I mean white.
The corpse is
Oh.
dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench, eyes like a shark. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air. The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos. As you narrow, only the lower extra.
How should I know why you are squinting, officer? Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
He's dead. Cover your nose. Something is coming out of him. Well, that's obvious.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
We got lucky. Maybe he went to the toilet sometime before.
Did we? I don't feel lucky. I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck. The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think. Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption, but we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of death. I agree. Totally dead.
Totally. This Buster's not coming back. Deadity dead, dead, dead. Dead.
Dabba-doob-doob dead.
but there is no breath to catch.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it.
Maybe we could ask for help from the harbor?
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
Confirmed. It's unsafe.
What else can we do?
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on...
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Just shoot the belt. Bullets will break.
Yes, the buckle, where it ties the cargo belt to the tree. If the shot hits that, then there might be a small chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss, Kuno!
Actually, don't. That's a bad idea written all over it.
I'll blow his head off.
Take it! Take the shot!
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Silence. With his elbow sharp,
Well,
the
I want to
lieutenant
change my
unzips
mind now.
his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel,
I trust you,
separates
Kim,
the
but
scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it in place. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's Stess position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
"A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow Stess was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight."
Fucking idiot! Mookabat ass!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano Cloud.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
They only have one gun!
Let's shoot
This
that
is
kid.
the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana pointer! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting
It's
on the
because
trigger.
I don't have any feelings. So
What are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
Kuno
let's shoot
is
that child
silent.
in the mouth.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Point. Oh, we can shoot him!
Or what? You gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck me, pig? Is that what this is about?
Dang it.
A plume of smoke
Failed.
erupts from the barrel.
I
Your
just
hand goes
destroyed
numb
the
from
body.
explosion. With your ears still ringing, you lower the weapon to see what happened. You missed the belt, but hit the corpse straight in the chest. Bits of ribcage protrude from the skin. No blood, only a murky sludge dripping down his belly. The sudden stink makes your eyes water.
Moral critical. Heal myself now.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking cry! I knew it!
Ask for another shot. You'll get it with the next one. The goddamn light reflected off some window. Surely.
The armistice is sufficiently precise, officer, especially at close range.
It's not the gun's fault you can't shoot. It's your pig hands.
Pigs don't have hands. They have, like, fucking hooves or something.
Kuno has hands. Kuno can shoot that shit down for you.
We shouldn't trust Kuno? How about no?
That's preposterous! What are you, a fucking Earl?
We still need to get him down, somehow. The bad way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the Harbor for help. They have the tools and the men. If they put him up there, they can take him down too. To ask the suspects for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Everard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to handle this ourselves. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
He's a dangerous and corrupt man, and we cannot predict what he will want from us in return.
Yeah? Don't...
From the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. Or, we can try to find some secret third path. It's unlikely though.
To the gates. Let's fight, I say.
Great. Sharp.
Yes?
About the case, I think that you should know that I can't remember anything. I want to talk about you.
Me? I
Yes.
don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work better together if we have more reports.
That's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
The lieutenant nods.
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking. Do you ever have a
I
conversation
have
like
no
with your
idea
brain?
what you're talking about.
So how do you know? So you're saying that your brain never just chimes in with advice and warnings or
I
anything?
can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic. I don't speak a word of Seolite, and I've never met either one of my grandparents. There is nothing ethnic I can tell you, or anyone else. That's correct.
That makes him a Beano-clad, completely uncopped material, if you say so yourself.
Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome. Good. Let's change the subject.
I already got another level up. I feel like it took me forever. Okay, let's put something in here. Keep morale up. Dreams and waking life, maybe. Empathy. How much do we care about empathy? Play the puppet master. Suggestion. We're maximizing this destruction.
Right to work! Right to work!
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates.
I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
I'm interviewing people about the murder that took place here.
I know nothing about a murder.
Absolutely
Wouldn't put
nothing.
it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive. Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir.
Pity. Let us work!
Oh, look at all of these objectives. What does this do even? There's still people to talk to in the harbor, not just that dude. I only saw the guy on the roof as the other one.
Scab?
What did he just call you? A... Oh no, not this again. You just got away from that fucking kid.
I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife? Body still hanging in the tree? Hey, that's a rough pickle. Can't help you with that, sorry. I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies. Might be someone else from the Union can render assistance.
Does this mean that you can let me through the gate?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
If it's all so simple, why don't the strikebreakers just go up the stairs?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini Supremus is there. Walk right, then press the button to unlock the door. Then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
So you're saying it's actually quite difficult.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best measure head in a physical confrontation, or you could convert to a Semini Supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is
I'm
completely
saying whatever
impossible.
bested him in a physical. I'm not confident
Not
in
yet, no.
myself.
He's incredibly strong.
Yeah, and I have a rain
Nothing a
smock,
couple of
okay?
solid
So,
hooks
like,
from Dexter and Sinister won't fix.
any scabs tried converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition. Sure,
I'm a bit short on money right now.
sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
The coin lands into your hand as if it has always belonged there. The swallow returns.
Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame, you know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing, though.
Union has problems going by. Every little bit helps, you know.
I'm always glad to help out when possible. Not like these slithering scabs. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
You're right, it's impossible. I'm 91% sure it'll never get solved. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Probably not. I wouldn't even know where to start with that. Much better here at the harbor, for an honest union man like me. You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss.
Notice, in case of strike, press the button behind the guard. A hermetically sealed door, locked by electronic means. There's no lock picking or door. I feel like there's something I can do with that door.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
What do you mean by my body betrays my degeneracy? My body does not betray my degeneracy. My body is unimportant. I'm with the police.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Okay, you're right. I'm an alcoholic, and I need the dead body that it can no longer be in that tree.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
The ham sandwich race? I'm the police. I need you to comply now.
Jerking motions. Signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers.
Inexplicably
But
potato
now your
obsessed?
ascent
They sound
to the
pretty cool.
genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach.
Just lunge.
It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
And I need you to help me get that corpse out of that tree.
Enough with this begging.
I'm not
You
begging.
should
I am
leave the stage of
demanding.
history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al-Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
This is your chance. He's talking. Rip into him with a punch and catch him off guard. No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate.
Drive. To his advanced race theory.
He does not so much as glance at the object.
This your kind of thing?
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
He had nothing to do with it. Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts mugs into trash?
Yes.
Go ahead. Don't be shy. Just ask for race secrets.
Just ask for race secrets?
Do not be naive. I know the answer to the great race enigma. Why would I share it with a deformed infant? You do not have the devotion for servitude.
We still need to get into the harbor. We need help with the tree situation. There must be another way.
Or, sir.
Your race descent has don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper.
What if I go and...
is a man of vision and means.
My jam is
He has the will to confront international capital. Something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs?
Actually,
offshoots
disco.
of the Seminoles people
Hey Barry, what's
invented
up?
disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race. What you need is to come to terms with extinction and never getting that dead body down from the tree.
Or is conceptualizing somewhere? Is it in here? It must be in it to let know. Conceptualizing. I'm 21.
The woman still.
He is still not talking to us.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
I don't got nothing, I guess. We shall, ancient pump. Plastic wrapped micro humanitarian aid. Speakers for the people of Samara.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here. Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
I'm
From
cool.
out on the bay,
Am I cool?
a cool wind gathers.
The
It
world's
sweeps
cool.
into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away, the sound of a tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
You're very cool.
Heck yeah.
You feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout of brewing.
Don't shoot, officer. Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown? Good one, officer. You're a funny guy. Now what can I do for you?
You did get Teddy in the end. This isn't a joke. Give me your money. I need money. Just kidding. I'm really here to shake you down for some answers.
Fire away, officer.
Finger pistols. Promised. You were promised. I mean, why not? Can we learn spirit gun?
the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom.
Where'd you get those comfy pants?
I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors,
But do you have performance crotch
manufacturers,
pants?
wholesalers, all extremely cool and above board. Good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits, just economic freedom. Take a look around.
You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with sunflower seeds and a dust-choked air.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
Is it true he doesn't need a permit to sell? Sweet. No permits means less work.
That's right. Revachol is the best place for an independent self-employer like anything for you.
The packages you're selling have humanitarian aid written all over them. How come? Rhetoric. Oh, I can't win that.
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
But you're not local, are you?
Very sharp, officer. I'm Serais, from the Sigai province of the Serais Empire. The apricot suzerainty, you know?
Yum, apricots are delicious.
The apricot suzerainty is what the Sigai archipelago is commonly known as in Revachol. It's a bit of a fraught term, I'm sure you understand.
No, apricots come from Sigai. My grandma used to grow them. But Sigai is a shithole. That's why I came to Revachol. Here's much better for an independent entrepreneur. Less laws. Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur? I send half my profits back to my grandma in Sigai.
No need to...
Oh, okay.
Just give me the win.
But why, officer?
Because I want you to bribe me. I'm a police officer.
Ah, yes. Money is very important.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe?
No.
If so, you're not doing a very...
Sorry, detective.
I'm not asking for anything. It says, give people... Hot air rises from the sewers.
G'day to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife.
A generous
His
serving of
eyes
salam.
are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all.
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the
Oh,
other side
Barry
of
is
the waterlock.
stuck on the other side
I'll
of the
keep him
waterlock.
company and eating his salami.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
Barry is a butcher too. Have you
Very
seen?
good stuff.
Did you see how many people Barry wanted?
Anything
Oh,
I can do for you, officer?
Abigail, you missed it. Sunday night when we were playing Red Dead, Barry just wanted to murder everybody. He had murder plans.
I wasn't here to witness it, but
for
those
everyone.
look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol. Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here.
Have some of that
Especially
salam.
a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then. Sure thing.
It is salty. It is savory. It is chewy. The hangover only makes the salami more...
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Roy's pawn shop. What do I have? Do I have anything I can sell here? Oh, bust of an antique woman. In the dark film projector. Some kind of machine. Mostly military wear.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hyundal burning.
2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
But why? You'll just have to buy it then. But it's not like it's expensive.
Negative to authority, 1 plus shivers.
Welcome to Hyundal office.
Clearly.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Big men on big horses, clad
I gave it back to her,
armor
Abigail.
and
I didn't want to
carrying
take it.
flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
Which ones?
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
Is it possible to win against the cohorts of capital? Ask my friend Garte, whose bitch it made me. I wish it was more nuanced as it stands. I cannot comment.
I don't like either set very much, to be honest. But there are many parents.
Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say foul.
Oh, that's the headless phone rider. There's been a lot of interest in that particular figurine. I had to hide it so it wouldn't fall into the wrong hands.
He doesn't elaborate on these wrong hands. It's unlikely that he ever will.
I've heard about it. I've heard the headless phone rider
performance
rides a
crash?
headless bull.
Yes, there are several competing versions of the story, but I believe this figurine is a more canonical representation.
Sorry, what were you talking about again?
The headless phone rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head. 50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table
How
lamps.
much for the streetlight? What would the streetlight even do? Come on.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently.
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
A bargain? No, it's not. He's trying to sweet-talk you into buying trash.
Even taking into account the risk of obtaining the light, that seems a bit steep. 700 sounds about right.
There's also the matter of rewiring, but the most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Is the Harman Welshie W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays
Why
all
would I need a
reel-to-reel
boombox, though?
formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
I don't have that kind of money.
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres, even though I don't really like music. If police work means playing tapes, sure, you can use it for that, or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
What do you think of this game called the Disco Elysium? Can I even ask that? But I only have $16. This is 12. Equip this to play tapes? I don't even have tapes. We'll come back maybe if we find tapes, okay? Talk to the guy himself. Oh yeah, I was gonna do that and then I forgot.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
Look, I know I was thinking of that and then I finished talking
What
about
can
the
I do
radio and I
for
was
you?
disappointed it was $12. Okay. Sorry, I feel like...
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you
Tomato
can see,
soup.
I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Quite the collection. Typical vacuous consumerist objects. Honestly, I think some of your selections are more tasteful than others.
It keeps me entertained.
What about dipping your sushi in tomato soup?
He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic processes bubbling. Some kind of drug, maybe. Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what? Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street. A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Is it really warm in here? Sir, could you take off your sunglasses? I'd like to check your eyes. Get straight to the point.
Why on earth? These are prescription. I can't really see without them.
I'll chill out, cop. Who wants some of what you're having? Pretty obvious that you're under the influence. No judgment, just curious.
I've had to take it. You know, since the People's Pile cleanup. I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade.
Welcome back.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you, too.
Tell me more about the emergency relief brigade.
We were an all-volunteer force. Self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
I think you're making a lot of assumptions, Barry.
On the patch, gamma radiation
Or projecting.
lines crossed with a red drop of blood. Tough son of a gun, this one. Respect.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment, and early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could. No one's. Everyone's. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
We all get radioactive
The
poisoning.
cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
There's something do I have something to sell?
Let me have a look.
I'd like to sell clothes.
Another time, perhaps.
I'd be able to aid in investigation.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Know anything
I
about
do
the
my
recent
best
hanging?
to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. Bad for everyone.
He doesn't know anything. No one likes to see what you have to see every day.
Think that you can help me with the corpse
The
out
corpse
of the tree?
behind the hostel, I assume. I don't have a truck with a mounted platform, or anything of that sort myself. Ask around the harbour. There might...
The pawnbroker's gaze is
By the
already
way, do you
fixed on the
happen
dancing
to have any
colours.
guns like the ones carried by cops?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
What? Sold? This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia, and I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The
Was
unhealthy
it the chick that's in the
kind.
hotel with me that bought it?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth
It's
be
Kuno
told,
S.
she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame it on the citizens' militia?
Yeah, it's not good. I do hope we manage to clean this mess up somehow, while also keeping our focus on the murder investigation.
Any idea where I can find a
My
buyer?
apologies, officer. but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now.
At least now
You
I know
just
how
have to
lost my
hope you
sidearm.
luck upon her somehow.
Let's...
Of course. Sure thing.
Oh.
Sure, man.
Well...
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Corpo type.
Wait, there are
Yes.
corpo types?
Guess
Capo
what's
types?
yours?
Cool cop? Weapon cop. Sorry cop? I'm sorry, I'm not sure.
No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
Okay, but like, what are the other capo types?
Oh, you know. Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, liquid shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go? No you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this. Like, that won't happen.
Okay, so you can unlearn stuff. So I can be like, I can go and learn the finger gun and the rigorous self-critique. I think clearly we want finger gun. Maybe. What if we give this chicken here the shirt? She seems like a big romance.
I wasn't kidding when I said we're
I know I have a thought
parapsychologically
in here.
done.
I just don't know if I
You
want
clearly
any of
don't
those.
care about the consequences. What gives you the right?
I am the law. I live by my
Don't
own
expect
rules.
my help from now on. The back door is locked, and I threw away the key. I won't trifle with such forces. Do look at the books, though. The books compel you. You may be able to make up for this by buying a lot of books. Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go, go. Get back there. The books await you.
She smiles and nods, seemingly.
I thought I did buy a romance shirt. It's right here. It's got the swords on it. Can... Yes, it is. It is all of those. Wait, picture. It's a tome of fascist magic, rather candid.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power. A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
I thought that it was, which of these innocence is the coolest and greatest.
Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings. Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
Good night.
The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego. The book is large and heavy.
Could be a
Browsing
weapon.
through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names, dates, places, events historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. You can do it. It'll be worth it. There's something here. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. You ready?
Yes.
That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocence?
Me. It was
Dolores Day. Incorrect.
Hey,
Dolores Day
it
was
lied.
the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. She codified parliamentary democracy and created modern institutions. Among these, the moral intern, she was powerful and beautiful on all her icons. Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to the back of your throat, and it hurts. You see a flash silver, a wreath, an airport bag, and blonde hair. You don't know why. Stay clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one.
What? Not thinking about it. Not thinking about it. Go back to the quiz. Ah!
A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans. That is unimportant to the quiz. So, yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day. Incorrect. Sola was anointed during the previous century and even lived to see the current one. She was an urban planner who spoke her mind and largely left history to its own devices, encouraging people to excel on their own rather than prescribing to a deified model of history. She is often called an antique. Sola resigned after an assassination attempt by a Yugo nationalist who blamed her for not taking the side of the left during the turn-of-the-century revolutions. Innocences don't usually resign. Care to try again? Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It's said he invented God and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for Aurum. As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the founding party. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence? Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody.
Is it Dolores Day?
Correct. Named the innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the Inter-Isolari Real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation. Franco Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue. Question 3. Who was the false innocence?
Stepan the Despicable?
Incorrect.
Oh.
Stepan the Despicable, regent of Kedra, was a ruler who conquered the known world during the Kedriatic conquest, instead of the despotic Erno Pasternak. Would you try again? Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocences, some assumed to have innocentic qualities, some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally, they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiastic organization, and accusations of foul play have arisen.
Just knock my mouse off, Rocket.
The most famous and important of these was Ernau Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest.
Hymns
but
feels
defeated
misplaced
and
there.
humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra. Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence? The most important of them all.
Is it me?
I don't even have to say it anymore.
Me? Is it me?
Correct. The Mesk might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest innocence. A most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from inter-esolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow, and more beautiful, and more beautiful, and more beautiful. Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get a C, vaguely passable.
I only
A
got
solid
one question
effort
wrong.
With nothing much else to show. Nice going, mediocrity man. You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
What's going on with you?
Okay. You are shouting at an inanimate object, like a real weirdo. No wonder you seem to have trouble with the right... This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
I know you do.
Amidst the various books, you find one written by
Especially your
someone
own
named
books, right?
Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. Various paranatural books still litter the shelf.
Well, you can't be mad at me now. I bought a book.
Yes?
No, we're leaving. We are going to that apartment. Hey, little child.
The
Yep.
lights are so pretty.
Oh, that's not what I wanted you for, but okay. Aw, you're so nice. I'm glad you liked it so much. 3 is gonna be ballin'. I should say 3 is ballin'. Casey freaking wrecking some people. A maroon of light pollution rises from the east. You hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city.
This door is
Wayland
made of
is a
metal
good boy.
and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. No one answers.
We should return tomorrow.
No one answers.
We should return tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow or is it later tonight? I just want to make sure I don't miss it. It is legitimately tomorrow? Okay. I just believe in myself to miss things. Oh, what is this? How do I get up there? Boom.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. You have no clue. So many walls all over Martinez. Weather wall. Inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Sounding mighty impressed, Kim. I know, I'm pretty impressive with myself. A silver plate with traces of bone
Be
yellow powder.
still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
Poster says, "Get out of the way." Money. Cured pig's head. Looks mummified. An empty tube of magnesium supplement. The doorway is going to collapse soon. Restoration pillars keep the ruins together. Postcard. More money.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle.
Son of a gun. It's a cop cloak.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Is it? Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but this is phenomenal, even for them. But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. I was under the assumption we could ask the leader of this union to help us get this body down. This is why we're here, right? Or it could be that we are just exploring. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it? Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
I was like, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna go break my neck. Ah! Just lower down.
Nope. No. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up there.
My morale is just not having it tonight.
Shit.
I need to go and
I'm failing you. This wasn't part of our deal.
Hey! What happened? I understand. We can always come back when you are feeling better. It's just a cloak after all.
You mean Smarty Cop? Oh, look at all these people. That guy is still sleeping there.
The worker is in a deep slumber. There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber.
Just a primordial scream.
Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
Why the yelling, man?
You're alive. You looked for a long time like you count there. I just wanted to see what would happen if I yelled.
Congratulations. You've seen the future. Now, if you excuse me again, officer.
Tell me about your the Wild Pines.
That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics. Logistics? Nope. It's a nightmare. Yeah, what about it?
You seem cool with it. Do you have any of those hanging in from the trees? I'm just trying to find out.
You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one falls in a manhole, a third one gets eaten by stray dogs. If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern?
Well, little point asking you about a body.
I can tell you this. Trouble's ahead.
You have a pretty solid feeling that the man's not just mouthing off. He's strong, but even he has reasons to be cautious here.
Or how else would you call a dead man hanging from a
They
tree?
say your guy was a killer. Your tree man. He has friends, same as him, killers. There's only one thing they know well. How to wreak havoc.
Who says that?
Everyone. It's a local rumor.
Meaning, you're not gonna get more out of me. It was probably his colleagues from the Union.
You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusions. That's all I know, and I prefer to keep it this way.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod, then makes a note in his blue notebook.
We are the workers, the Union. We know what we need. What's right for us. Okay, I guess there's also Everard. He's in charge of the Union. He's smart, knows how to negotiate. He's got our back. They got it. Majorette's got it. He's guarding the gate. Or just getting some sleep. Or was.
The way he says Measurehead implies ultimate trust in this head reckoner's physical prowess.
Thank God, no.
Was it fathomless darkness into which we ought to be deferred, like corpses to a mausoleum? Was it pure nothing, your consciousness no longer than a single grain of salt? Tell me, was it bliss from blissful free of X something?
The worker stares at you, his eyes dry from sleep. A web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir, but when I'm out, then I'm really out. No corpses, no mausoleums, just quality time.
Fuck sleep. Despite the headache and the queasiness, you feel like you've got at least a 10-kilometer run in you. The dock worker doesn't answer. His
Ma'am.
Can I help you?
The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on, somewhere inside. Still no answer. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. You should punch a fucking hole in it. The murmur in your ears recedes slowly. This door can only be opened with a key of... You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
How do you like my room, Kim? Kim tries not to look at your broken down bathroom
Kim
door.
also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid. The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape, and not to send any of the bottles rolling across the floor, where unidentifiable sludge makes it hard for him to breathe. Smells of vomit in here.
And this is where the magic happens.
No problem, officer.
You know. Something looks like someone tore tape from the song playing.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's...
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after...
After 21, okay. Words fail to describe how rank the smells are in here.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Use your chain cutters to fix the faucet, stop steam from fogging up the mirror.
The faucet is quite terribly mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place.
Okay, whatever, bro. I'm gonna go to the drugstore and get some things for my morale, since my morale is dying.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Just what I needed.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? Of course. What can I help you with?
Exactly have you been doing in your greenhouse in March?
Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
A bit much? What are you talking about? That's what my grandma told me, okay?
She feels interrogated now. It's hard to say if she's lying.
Relax, miss. This is not an interrogation. We are just checking some facts.
Nitrogen and sulfur mostly. And whatever factories and aerostatics exhale too, I guess.
Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see? That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbor gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you.
No, of course not. I don't understand what this is about. The kid did this, right? The red-haired rat? Can't say a sentence without or kipped. He's always giving me trouble.
I was talking, yes.
Maybe you shouldn't be. I mean, you do your job, but that kid is beyond help. And he certainly won't help you.
You've been resting here for quite a while, haven't you?
Yes, I'm tired.
I understand. The RCM isn't welcome here, and the locals want to keep an eye on us.
There's silence, the smallest of smiles.
That's okay, miss. Do what you have to do. I think we're done here. Let's go.
Of course. Where to? No problem.
She's very well composed. Back straight.
Excuse me?
A street sign.
Oh. Well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. Okay. Of course.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure. Keep them. I have another pair.
It just got so bright out. Hey, I have gloves now. Hand them.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito.
You just got more for me.
We're still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking. Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Does it have anything to do at all with the bullet holes?
Yes. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Heavy artillery fire, you say? That's the best kind of artillery fire. Very interesting.
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery?
Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
You use artillery fire?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought
foreigners
valiantly.
and the women.
Too valiantly. So valiantly
Their
we got
mind
licked.
control.
Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda.
Suicide
and mad
sex
anarchist
cult
women
propaganda?
strapped to shrapnel bombs.
Mad
We didn't though.
anarchist
and we lacked
women.
caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
This place is a damn beachhead, son. They didn't do it because they didn't like it. They had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
He approves of this radical approach, knows it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still all influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Commies just don't understand how money works. That's how it should be. Soft socialists paving the way for the hard-working class takeover. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shakes head in shame.
No, they don't. But I'm sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting rabid
free
cronies,
market 9
boiling
times.
cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisell had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with. Damn Frisell. He was the king we couldn't protect. The
Radio
Carabineers failed him,
waves.
and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admitting they left the king to the mob.
Yes,
A true
this
king
is.
in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frisell. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned him, and he doesn't want to admit it.
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already. It's no use talking to you.
Legendary.
You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Fifth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
As René turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly. 2.
I win.
The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun. A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle. A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiant.
For bravery.
That's what I was gonna say. Bravery. For not for killing babies, not for raping women, for bravery.
I'm sure. But I know this uniform's reputation. You are also wondering if I got this for raping women or killing babies.
No, I really wasn't. I'm just asking. So, Tissue. I don't know the reputation of anything. I don't even recognize a war. Sounds controversial. Let's talk about something else.
Honor is everything to me.
Whoa! Sounds like you're about to open the gates of conversation. This man will literally talk your ear off if you let him wander off the memory lane.
Sounds like there's a story there, but I'd like to talk about something else right now.
For doing my duty in the heat of battle, for looking my mortality in the eye, when men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frisel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
He really despises that Drissant fellow.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camel.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage. I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
It's painful to even think about.
Okay, then what did you do?
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
That's no dink, that's a fighter. I'd give up. I can't imagine living without my jaw. This would never happen to Johnny Lawjaw. Points to your jaw. My jaw is tight.
So I grabbed the dink and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frisel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth. The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drisant. Today, and that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't end this out for anyone with a service record. Oh no, you have to get shot repeatedly, and you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand. Because he was a goddamn dandy. Had no business leading men or even being on the battlefield. All he was related. That's it. Royal blood alone doesn't make army commanders.
You don't need that
He was a
arm.
stupid
You have 2
king,
of them.
Only interested in horses, hairstyles, and man-loving.
For a reason.
782 Royal Carabiniers are dead because of his incompetence.
Man was obsessed with man-loving.
There were many such stories in those days. Many such men too. True Revacholians. Men with backbone.
Oh, yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please, bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier. Go long, go deep.
My story doesn't have gunfire, blood, spilled guts, but let me give you a different take on heroism.
Sure, officer. Let's hear your take.
Imagine just flickering into existence
I'm
from
not following
nothingness.
you.
He'll get it. Don't worry. Just continue.
I'm just that good.
He's
Still,
gonna be impressed.
imagine knowing nothing but sweet oblivion, only to wake into unbelievable pain. Imagine pain that makes giving birth seem like a mosquito bite, but inside of your head. Sweet oblivion, only to wake into unbelievable pain.
The man stares at you, silently frowning. Doesn't look like he's imagining it.
Right when you are willing to do just about anything to make it stop, you open
The
your
carabiner
eyelids
crosses his arms
and realize
spits in the crater.
your mind, everything about you is gone, and realize the man body with you in it is a husk. All memories erased, and realize that you've pushed yourself too far to the point of no return.
You're talking about getting blackout shit-faced drunk and going into delirium, right?
No.
The lieutenant looks up from his notes and nods to the old carabiner.
I'm talking about so much more than
How
that.
so, then?
Look, I don't think anyone's ever been so drunk. It must be a record. It was a transcendent event I saw beyond the veil.
The lieutenant sighs audibly, but keeps his eyes on the notebook.
And I thought getting my knee shattered and surviving on rat carcasses in the trench was bad. Here, have one of my medals. You've earned it, officer.
Your sarcasm will be your undoing, old man.
Tim, should I take it? Thank you, Renee. I'm honored. I don't deserve this.
Can we get back to our game now?
He mumbled.
I should.
You certainly had me fooled.
I did not do so well making up the story.
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hat. Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world. Humid, your coat shields you from the rain while the city shivers around you.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. At least we are dressed for it. Let's keep moving.
I am dressed for it. I have a raincoat and everything. Can I flaunt my action figure at this kid? They've got matching pants.
Fuck does Kuno care? You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in?
I phased through it.
Get the fuck out of here. You can't do that.
He can't do that, Kuno. He's trying to fuck at you again.
Pigs can't displace. Can't do that teleport shit.
Oh, I
How
can,
did
though.
you like it in there, pig old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right?
Is that my coat up there? I'm pretty sure it's mine.
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
What?
What is this shit? Fucking on yourself. This is weird level shit. Kuno doesn't go there.
Fuck your shit back to normal. What is this?
Got
It's
him.
a vitamin, Pig. Don't you know anything?
It's magnesium,
Yeah,
right?
it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a bottle.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
I rock it
You're
all
not
the
getting
time.
this, Pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
Fuck you, Pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
Is that my code up there?
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that. Don't sweat it, drunk pig. Kuno will keep your nasty secret. Kuno's not snitching.
He's saying you climbed up there. He probably saw you do it. That explains the calluses on your hands. You scale the side of the building, entertaining the local kids.
Like
Yet
Spider-Man.
that conclusively explains how the coat got up there.
Course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just gotta fly, pig.
I tried that. Didn't go
Kuno
so well.
knows. Kuno and C saw you shit yourself. It's okay, pig. Not everyone can face the fear Kuno style.
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Pig, do you have any idea how fucking stupid that sounds? Kuno's cruising his bitch on the town, and the bitch comes back griefing to the Kuno. What is up with that?
Get the fuck out of here, fat ass.
The pants are totally okay. Don't listen to her. She's trying to give you body image problems.
The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk. Kuno doesn't...
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched. The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low.
Hey, Mercy, what's
It's
up?
about the low magnesium levels and not the high alcohol levels.
I knew it wasn't the alcohol or the other things.
Yeah, the other things. Long live the other things. Made you strong as an ox, they have.
So there's a lack of magnesium
Yes,
in me.
and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream.
I need mag it up.
You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium. 1 stroke? Don't be so modest. He's having one right now.
You're saying that I need to become magnesium-based life form?
Yes. If you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will
Or-
reverse the damage to your circulatory system.
We can study. Which, I also want the finger pistols, so like... Oh, I can unlock more. That's what I'm gonna also have to do. But which one do I want? Going with finger guns, righteous self-critique, magnesium, base life form, let's go.
Just remember, it's not the alcohol. Buy more of that too. Alcohol is not the problem. And it's certainly not the dextroamphetamine, nor smoking for 40 years. It's the lack of magnesium and excess of coffee. You should stop drinking coffee. It wreaks havoc on your gastrointestinal system.
Bro, we have like 10 minutes until 9 o'clock. Let's go and see if the store is still open to go and max out on mag. And also get more moral. Because apparently I'm just doing everything to hurt my morals tonight. Morale, I should say.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste
It only
makes you
let
feel
me have
better or
one
something.
magnesium.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Oh, I can get a bunch. I thought I couldn't get that much. Hey, what do you know on things? Some things.
Is this about the questions again?
Can you tell me anything about this reality?
Reality? You mean what reality?
Tell me about the economic reality.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15.
15 is an excellent time to learn about the economic reality.
Yeah, that's why I'm working my arse off in Frit. So I guess, like, that's economic.
What about physical reality?
I don't know. What about it? Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article.
What is the revolution?
When ordinary people take over the government and demand democracy.
What about the one we had on?
Yeah, it happened like
Ravachol?
50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. We're in Frit?
No, I mean, where are we on a larger
As
scale?
mankind, or as a nation, or...
Like, where in the...
in a good place. I mean, science is doing great, and this radio computer thing seems to be kinda big. I don't know. I don't know. Look at the clock. It's right behind you on the wall.
The clock shows the time at 10:09.
It is
the
not
hands seem to
10:09.
be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work.
Oh, okay. The clock doesn't... I was like...
We're in Frit?
It is almost 9 o'clock. Oops.
As mankind, or we're in a transition, you know, transitioning from monarchy to democracy, all that stuff.
All that stuff? The cats want attention? I feel that. Kate is actually sleeping right now.
Cool.
Thank you for 1,700 words. More than I got today. I got about 1,100. Congratulations.
The door is closed. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives... You should punch a fucking hole in it. The murmur in your ears.
Why does it want me to destroy the building so much? We're just gonna wait around. We have 3 minutes, bro.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. Is your face still not happy?
No! What if I... Not that. What if I replace this with a crowbar? No. Loading time mainly passes when you talk to people? Oh. Nothing on the front page rings a bell. What if we...
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door. You see a heavy steel. The door does not.
Hey, give me stuff.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? Like what?
Hello again, sweetie.
Looking for something, Aunt? Come to tell me to fuck off and... oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while. God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
He doesn't live in Martinez.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
How long has this been going on?
Apples. Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround.
This guy. This
Hold on, wondering.
guy.
How can I help you?
Didn't go well for me. Could you help me with that
Sorry.
somehow?
Busy surveying the situation. I'm sure you'll figure something out. You guys have all sorts of gadgets these days. Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbor machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kvaltsen crane over using some remote controls. Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right? I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology. Alright, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the RCM. It's first, don't fight him, obviously. Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically grovel. That's how I do it.
You're welcome.
Maybe that would work.
I don't know if it'll let me grovel right now. Because I think I gotta do the conceptualizing, is what you said.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
I am new to this world. Help me understand its races. I need to know what kind of different races there are. I do. This is for the thing.
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh.
You are obviously a liberal, Sailite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of mycotechnology and your sartorial choices.
Actually, I'm a
Do
Tauros,
not deny
but...
your friend the truth you have denied yourself. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on? I knew you would go straight for the vile cauldron. Everyone does. You need to first learn about Type A and B to appreciate the depravity of the chimeric races.
I'm not doing gun fingers, I'm doing, magnesium-based life form.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, it just won't make any sense.
Yes, it would seem nonsensical.
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant, a common result of inbreeding.
Unfortunate for them.
A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats.
And lactose intolerant. Don't forget lactose intolerant. Wait, who exactly are the Mon?
You know them by the names of their nation-states. The Oranese, the Gotwaldians, and the Königsteiners. My people simply call them Maun. The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and Tasso-centric culture. Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously.
Colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good sartorial choice for this century. You might want to avoid wooden clogs too.
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners, all have Type A race propensities. The other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem.
A glandular problem.
Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food, which in turn only produces more sebum. As proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Semenese and the Areopagites are on the ascent. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Semenese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite, or Simeopagite superrace. That is all. There are no more Type A races in the world. Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Khoikos and the Vacholier, they are mud-colored people. To an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are of an distinct muddy color, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, sweaty, and ashen. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking al ghul and smoking the degenerate tobacco herb and for eating potato.
Potatoes
The
are
Khoiko,
supremacy?
the countless micronationalities of Grad are all inexplicably obsessed with potat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates, like political amoeba. The Vacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron. Two mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening. But that seems a little off.
I'm pretty sure history hasn't lasted that long. I've heard about the revolution. Mistakes were made, but it was the right stuff. You're wrong about it. The revolution was perpetuated by degenerate left-wing marauders, not all the people of Revachol. Go away, stupid political thoughts. What was that what was this revolution?
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad, in Zaraz-ridden potato carts. It is
Potato.
literally an illness. A prion disease that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe ridden with holes. a soft, sponge-like mass of dementia, hallucination, and paranoia. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. A hereditary prion condition passed from the Koiko to the Occidentals. But not sexually. Probably through trade routes and potate acid, the prime component of the potato plant. Enough of Tibet mediocrity. Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me. Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Semenese man. Only possible if the mother is masked and the father Semenese. The other way around, they fail to produce offspring. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive El Mariachi music to vent their impotent despair.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
Maybe I've misunderstood something, but aren't humans too similar to produce genetically sterile offspring?
You are right. You have misunderstood. You lack basic
Hooray!
phylogenetic
2000!
Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Simino Koiki Chimera? It is not an aesthetic site.
Yes.
The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists have toyed with the idea of crossing the Semenese with the Koiko to produce a super worker of Semenese strength and great servility. This will never happen. The Semenese and the Koiko may have similar interbreeding problems as the mosquito. We will never know precisely. No Semenese man could maintain an erection in the suffocating potato stench of a Koiko woman, or Koika. But enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with the deformities of Type CF. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on? You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it. You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
Let's go!
Just like
Hell yeah!
Instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his throat, into the cartilage. You could swear you felt the soft palate break.
I was like 18%. We freaking got this.
The man is
We're not learning no race theory. Look, we freaking going for magnesium. Where you at, magnesium? Let's go.
The sounds of the harbor are falling silent. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip. He's open. Rip into him. Right hook. Escalated. Get
a flying spin kick?
Bring the hurt closer.
Ham sandwich supremacy! Oh no.
Oh god. Wrong move.
Say it. I am a degenerate drunk.
Take the pain, goddammit. At least take that. Even under the increased force on your skull,
I should have done the
there is no
spin
pain.
kick. I thought about
Just
it,
the
but I
sound
didn't.
of your own blood gushing in there, feeding your mind with oxygen.
You are a poor player of physical chess.
Excuse me, I have to roll it again. It's gonna fail now. Freaking A. I got lucky that time and now it's like, screw you.
How did this happen?
You must be out of your mind.
Your fist cracks in his...
No.
The words to the song have changed.
I won't say it!
Twists in his...
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization and...
Man, if I'd gotten the right one.
What's this?
I'll come and fight you
We're
tomorrow.
getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
That's me, Mr. Reasonable. Someone's got to be saying around here.
The air suddenly feels calmer, more transparent in a strangely tender way. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. It's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
Kingdom of Conscience? Hey Tim, what's up? I'm too fiery for this watercolor. Let's
I know
go.
we could trust you. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real...
I will fight you tomorrow, sir.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hug.
But he's the one trying to provoke me. Okay. I was trying to assert my dominance over him, but I was fighting a bad, unsavory ideology. I'm a hero. How else are we gonna get past his gates? Can't promise that. I might attack him again. It's true.
We are not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime. Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is. There must be some other way. Let's go see the yard again. It faces the other end of the harbor. We are done with Measurehead.
Let's go see the yard again. It faces the other end of the harbor.
Let's think of something else.
It's clear you like the hard
I
stuff,
also have
Roger.
trash taste, but I am made of trash. It's clear that you like the hard stuff, brother. What's it sound like if my stomach is growling? It's my lower intestines?
No, no. When the blood and flesh call, there is no discarding them. Speak true. Do you like the hard stuff? Fascism, brota.
What is fascism? Okay, stomach. I've made up my mind about fascism. Proceed to the judgment.
Many things.
The frick
but
is
it's
the
mostly
judgment?
About trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachol's problems?
It's the liberal leftist academicians. I thought you were my circular system. Clear financiers, foreigners. Clearly it's the
Yes,
academics.
Them, but also women.
Woman.
Women. Men of war.
Men of
You don't
war.
like them. They're insane. Their idiocy
Women
needs to be
insane
scrubbed
proven.
off this world with rubbing alcohol. Woo men need to go back to the fucking kitchen. That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that woo men need to know their place.
You heard my stomach.
Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth. Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times.
Fascism sounds so bad though. What if we called it something else, like traditionalism?
There's a
Oops,
slow,
I did not mean to
painful
do that.
growl somewhere in your intestines, knocking on your alcohol-engorged liver. It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
I didn't even see those options. Oops. My stomach just gets to be disappointed, I guess. Do I actually have to sleep, or can I keep doing things and not sleep? Womans is the problem, clearly. I think you think I have to? Okay. I have so many objectives, though. What if I just want to run around and do objectives? Is my neighbor out of the shower yet?
The door is closed. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. You should punch a fucking up. The murmur in your ears.
I still have time left. Okay, so I don't have to leave at a certain point, as he will make me go to bed at a certain time. Okay.
An old call box with a silence. Nothing happens. Silence. No one's... No. Hold on. Looks like someone. You wait. You ring. All you hear. You ring the door. Just seeing the words. You hear the same. An old call box with this button. Look.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
This book appears to be erotica, but without actual erotica.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Do you know something about this photo?
That's the man who was killed.
So you know something about the
I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the fourth day to the back stay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with. This reality.
Yes, reality is your side case.
I'm conducting personal investigation of the world I find myself in. Related to medical episode. No time to explain, just give me the lowdown.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well.
We may be here a while then.
Reality
lockdown.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, baby. Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more about
I'm not a good ambassador.
mayonnaise.
I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol, and the bay feeds into the ocean. Yes, We're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic. Caillou. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble
Welcome
amidst
back,
a great
Barry.
blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary. Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city. The great kind.
What makes Revachol so great?
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Who built this?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Semenine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed. In the DeLorean century, 380 years ago. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're in the unimportant part of an important place, so we're pretty much in the center of the world. So we're on the periphery at basically nobody's.
Oh, we're quite a way off. About...
A sparkle of lights on the horizon, like evening stars above the curvature of the planet.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it. She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence, slowly. This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality. A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all. It's on the tip of your tongue, a doubt of sorts already in your head, but it's not fully formed yet. You have to wait and return to this later. Once.
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions? Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
But what is this?
Ah! This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two.
What is Rue de Saint-Ghislaine?
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course. Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat,
Blah.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat in a soaring motion.
Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture. Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture. I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next? It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out. Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
She nods. See, what this boils down to is this
What I
reality
need is the
thing
magnesium
is stupid.
maxing.
Blow this joint, grab a bottle, and drain that shit right down your throat. Yes, and lie about it too, to her. She stares at you, head tilted to the side, with a slightly concerned look on her face.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
I am sorry. It just doesn't come out of your mouth.
Excuse me?
What you meant to say was...
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. We should take care of that, then. Let's talk to him anyway.
I can give him a rad t-shirt. We can sleep in Kim's car.
Can I help you?
We can try using our pliers to convince him. My door is locked. What is this garbage? Sir.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it?
I was wondering if I could come to some sort of
Does
arrangement.
that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me? As a police officer, you must understand that I cannot take you at your word without evidence. Evidence being money. You can't stay here without money. Good luck trying to use it.
Draconian measures.
All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock. Not until you bring me the money.
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Let's just sleep in your car, Kim. It's fine. I don't know how I was supposed to make 100 and however much money that was.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the...
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage.
Got the money from Joyce? Who is Joyce?
The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
It wouldn't be right. Don't take the spinners.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
Oh, the lady on the boat? She just give you money?
Hello, hello.
She did not give me money.
Let me know if I can help you with anything. You said you done it before, yeah?
The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display.
Here you go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Parolidon. Straight into your gut.
I respect your decision, officer. What else can I help you with? I doubt it, but I can try and answer any question.
The pawnbrokers get...
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Oh, I backed out when I
Roy
asked her
takes the
last week.
hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects
Oops,
them.
I have no idea what
Yeah,
the thing was.
these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a misc banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Of course. I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do...
Anything else you're thinking? I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time.
Well. What did I have to do for her to get the money that I backed out of? There must have been a reason why I backed out.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? Well?
Slam the bills down. I hope you choke on it.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow. The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests.
Well, I don't know why. I couldn't tell you, because I don't even remember the circumstances. Because I was asking everybody for money.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's...
I could have sworn.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically. Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it.
I do that all the time.
Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can, but we have some leads we can follow up on. Then you shot him in the chest, which wasn't ideal, and we still have to get him down from the tree. Being sober also tends to help with precision. But moving on to the interviews. We weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him, so that's on the to-do list for tomorrow. We talked to Joyce Messier, but didn't get any information from her. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until you get up tomorrow.
I don't like to waste time, you know, my mind moves fast. I'm training for a long distance run. Yeah, that's just how we roll.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age.
Well, you know.
And in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange. I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
How did you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will, and unhealthy.
Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit, below it all.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day.
So what are the powers?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
1,000, why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol.
Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
Wait, how can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
I see. And if someone resists...
We are permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal.
Wait, so if I kill someone while on duty, have you ever killed someone? Have I killed someone?
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually no witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best. That's an improbability, perhaps even impossibility.
Of course you've killed people. It's somewhere down there, melted in all the drink.
Perhaps, but Precinct 41 is known for a higher than average rate of kills. We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Courron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them. Yes, the last time was 4 years ago.
He has internalized it well. It's just that. A fact. A self-contained past event.
Yes, the international community's mission in Revachol, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say that it was the citizens of Revachol. Let's say that it was the coalition government.
Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum.
And the moral intern, what is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know, How would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world. What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats. The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen. Do you?
I think they're bad. We need... things are bad out there. We need them here, giving us the right police. The rights to police, Ravachol. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen the place? This isn't humanism. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization. Protecting bourgeois rights. Mutter silently. Immigrants, liberals, kids. Men are turning into women. On second thought, I don't have an opinion. Forget about it.
My kind of police officer.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over. The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH. It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our 2 precincts. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here, at least to do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Did you say 2 skill points? I don't know where it says my number of skill points. Kingdom. The frick is this? Kingdom of Consciousness. Jimmy. Boo. Derealization. This is how I'm gonna phase through walls. That's how that's gonna happen. I feel like I should get rid of this. Take it. So I can finish my magnesium-based life form. Let's go. I'm never gonna be drunk again. Well, Kim mentioned going around the back, so I was gonna go and investigate the back area. To see if there was another way around the measure
The
head.
bed is cold and not particularly
Because
inviting.
Kim was suggesting
but
there
it's
was
yours.
another way to get
The
around
sheets
him.
look awful. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes.
So I was gonna go take a look at that before I committed
And then
to the advanced race theory.
And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault. It's a little better. Colors, Scenes and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
You killed him. No more thoughts. Fall asleep now.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Well, we can continue this. Dream state next week, because it is now 11:15. So thank you everybody for hanging out. I hope it was fun. I'm enjoying the game, in case you're wondering. We are solving this mystery. We are going to find a back way around Measurehead, because I believe that Kim is not lying to me, that there is one. We will find out. I had a feeling you were going to ask, because I'm only a little bit psychic. So, have a good week. See you later. And don't die.